Hello, my love, and welcome. Have you ever thought, wondered, or considered, am I actually burnt out? How would I know? What's it actually meant to look like? Because maybe everything you've read online doesn't completely fit how you feel. And so you considered, maybe I just need to do more, try harder, get over it. Maybe I'm just not good at this. Maybe I should just be better at coping. Everyone else is. Maybe I should just cut out sugar, go to bed earlier, have a new routine, take up that hobby you've been meaning to. There's a number of things that can come through our mind when we consider how we're feeling about life, when we're so acutely aware that it's not feeling good, that it's not how we expected it to feel at this stage and in this time. And really, we're not showing up in our lives the way we want to. We don't really know how to change it, how to get out of it, how to figure it all out. And when you look at the old way of describing burnout, it does seem dramatic, different. It talks about people not being able to get out of bed, talks about people not being able to function at work. And actually, there is something in between. I would describe that a lot of the women that come into this space, when they reflect on the journey of months and years that led them to this place, that they start to realize that they were burnt out for a lot longer than they thought they were. That yes, maybe they come to do this work at a time where there's been a real moment or an event, a real trigger point for them. So for them, it can look like, as I described in a recent episode about the mum rage, about that irritability, about struggling to be present with our kids, not being the type of mum we want to be, we thought we were going to be. Maybe it's actually having a mistake happen at work. Maybe it's having a bit of a health scare for you or a loved one. Maybe it's realizing that you're driving to work with pressure and dread in your chest yet again. And actually, it was just a normal, completely average Tuesday when you realized that actually, this isn't how I want to be living my life. I want it to be different. So there are many reasons, many moments that women then come forward and say, you know what? I'm going to put my hand up. I'm going to step forward. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to look like. I just know I need to do it differently. And at that point, many of these women look back and they realize actually they were feeling this way for a very long time. But on the surface, everything looked like it was okay. They were functioning. They were showing up at work, dealing with patients, clients, running teams, making decisions. They were ticking all the boxes of what they were meant to be doing and achieving at work and maybe even at home. Everyone was getting to where they needed to be, should be. People were fed. Maybe the carpet got vacuumed occasionally. Whatever your home is like. You don't need to vacuum, by the way. And actually, when they reflect it back, yes, they were functioning, absolutely ticking the box of getting those things done. But there was no joy. There was no presence. There was no connection. There was no fulfillment. There was no sense of purpose. There was no sense of feeling like them. And it hadn't been there for a very long time. It'd become completely their normal. And that's the way for a long time they felt life was now. This is what I signed up to. This is what I kind of get as part of the deal of having this job, this role of responsibility, of building the career, of building the business. This is just part of it, right? And actually, for so many women, the tendrils of burnout extend below the surface for a very long time before we become fully aware that it's there. And that is why for women, high-achieving women, capable women, women who hold teams, run departments, really are carrying the load, for them, they actually have started to ignore these tendrils extending. They think it's them. They think it's their fault. They think they just need to do more and try harder. Because actually, well, this is part of the deal, isn't it? And for so many women, there were moments that they could see that actually things weren't going in the direction that they wanted them to. But they didn't know what to do about it. They were blaming themselves, criticizing themselves, judging themselves for their humanity. That the fact that this load was so high and the expectations upon them were massive and unrelenting and unremitting. And they thought, well, I don't really have any other choice. They didn't realize the experience that was starting to become part of their normal life, that irritability, that tension, that shoulder ache, that dread in your chest, that difficulty sleeping, that not showing up to the mum, the partner, the friend, the daughter that you want it to be. This was actually the signs of the tendrils of the burnout starting to extend below the surface, that slow smolder below the surface. Because actually they thought that was life now. And they thought it meant that they weren't doing enough. And so some of the women that I work with now, I asked them, before they came into this space, before they said yes to coming in to Thrive Together, what was life like for them? And sometimes they think, well, actually, they start to think I was a bit rubbish at it, that everyone else was doing so much better than me, and that really I should just try a bit harder. And for them, there was that moment that they realized they wanted to do something about it. And that moment is really individual, is really unique to each person that I work with. But there is a moment of clarity that actually, whether I'm burnt out or not, whether we give it that label or not, it doesn't actually matter anymore. Because what I'm experiencing, they are experiencing, is the fact that this purpose, the life they want to be leading, the life that they hoped for, the life that they had built, actually is now coming at a great personal cost. And that actually, they want to do that anymore. It's not for them anymore. They don't know how to do it differently, but they know there's got to be another way. And that's exactly what we do here. It's all about living a life of purpose, of showing up as you want to be showing up, that version of you that you love, that favorite version. One of my clients today on a call, inside the group call, described that actually, I want to be me at work. I want to be able to give. I want to be able to be generous with my time. I want to be able to help people out. But actually, I've realized I need to draw a line in the sand, that I can't always be in that mode. And that actually when I've got capacity, I need to leave some in the tank for those moments where firefighting comes along, because there's always those moments, isn't there? No matter what industry that you are in, there will always be a moment where you need to really step up and plow that extra energy that you've got in the tank into the situation, and then still be okay, still be the version of you that you want to be. And so my love, for these women, and maybe you're experiencing as well, the symptoms, to use that phrase back from my GP days, the symptom of life not being as you want it to be. It doesn't matter if we label it as burnout or not. It is when the life, the purpose, the roles, the load that you now hold, that you want to be holding even, actually are costing you. They're costing you greatly. They're costing you that sense of well-being. They're costing you the relationships, the connection, the presence. They're costing you that sense of self. Who am I in all of this? When did I last feel like me? We used to be our best friend. We used to have a voice of kindness. We can see it in the young children around us. Somewhere along the way, that voice turned in on ourselves, got nasty, got critical, it got judgmental. And so our sense of self, it got affected. Our own way of thinking about ourselves got affected. That was another thing that this was all going to cost us. And a sense of purpose, the thing that we feel we're here to do, to give, to serve, to plow into, to pour into, that now comes at great personal cost. And so, my love, if you are questioning, if you are wondering, if you're Googling, am I burnt out? How would I know? And you're finding old descriptions that talk about burnout, where you can't get out of bed, where you're not showing up at work, or you're not able to function in the way that you're hoping to do. Actually, think about it in this new way. The life that you hold, the life that you want to be leading and living. Maybe you're ticking those boxes of it right now, but actually it's the personal cost. That's why this matters. That's why this work is needed, because we need well-resourced women. We need women who are well, who are living their purpose, who are pouring out, and in return are being filled up. Because those are the women who are changing homes, relationships, communities, industries. Those are the women who are shaping the world. Those are the women that we want to be. Those are the women that we want to become, because they are us and we are her, the true version of us, where we get to be the person we want to be. We love being her. She's great. She's amazing. When she is present, connected, fulfilled, wow, she is a beauty to behold. The benefit ripples out from her and touches everyone else in the very, very best way. And so, my love, if you are wondering, if you are thinking, am I burnt out or not? Let's not even answer that question anymore. Let's think about, is this life that I'm leading feeling good? When did I last feel like me? When did I last live my purpose without it taking massive chunks out of me? When did I last get to give it my all at work and come home and have something left in the tank to be the person that I want it to be? Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves now, my love. Because this is about living a life of purpose and presence, not pressure and self-sacrifice. And so I'm going to leave you with that thought today. The next couple of episodes, I'm going to be doing some little bite-sized chunks for the podcast. At the time of recording, in this very real life of mine, we are approaching half term. And as you know, life gets a bit different around that time. And so I wanted to be able to meet you guys in that season where things feel a little bit squeezed, a little bit stretched, a little bit under pressure. These are going to be little bite sizes so you can listen to them easily, on the go, on the move, or if you have a moment to yourself, okay? So I will leave you with that thought for now, my love. Remember to follow the podcast so you get the episodes when they land. Also follow me on Instagram for little inspirational moments on there as well and to connect with the community. And I will talk to you very soon, my love.